This episode of This Week in Geek is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com. Welcome to This Week in Geek. It is August 25th, 2016. No longer on Saturdays. We're now officially on Monday nights when we're recording anyway. We're not live in front of a studio audience. Although we could, I guess we could pretend. I could put those sound effects in like we do usually anyway.
Please don't. Let's
introduce ourselves. I don't know. Who wants to start? Should we do it alphabetically? Quick, you guys figure that one out.
I guess Alil, right?
Well, I was going last names, but go ahead, Alil.
First name or last name?
This is Alil. I host the League of Geeks podcast, or co-host, and I co-host this podcast, and soon to be returning, I think, the Enough Said podcast.
Soon to be returning. We actually have to talk about it a little bit, but it's definitely returning.
Okay. So no.
No,
yeah, I was going to say, I guess.
Well, no, we got to figure out. We have to figure out our logistics. And with Jack, you know, I was talking to him the other day. This guy, he's got the one more year or 9 months left to his doctorate. It's crazy how much he has to do. If he thinks he's going to be on Enough Said permanently, I think he's nuts. I don't know how he could possibly take the time to watch an episode and then talk it out. He barely did last year. So we'll talk to him.
All right.
Welcome to the Enough Said podcast. All right, who's up next?
Great. My name is Chris Mao. I am co-owner of Blue Box Cafe in Elgin, Illinois, and co-host of this and many fine shows on the Southgate Media Group Network.
With Disturbed about to come back.
Yeah, Disturbed's about to come back.
Yeah. And you, boy band.
Yep. My name is Edward Lee.
I'm in One Direction.
Well, I am, so. News. I'm part of One Direction now.
One Direction.
No Direction.
Welcome to the No Direction show, because that's more like it with us. And I'm Rob Southgate, co-host of a lot of shows and host of New Media Lab and Enough Said and other stuff. Okay, let's get into this. Oh, let's talk about this for a second. So we have a new format. We're not doing this live just because it was hard to do it live. You're always catering to the audience instead of having a conversation.
Who are you lying to?
I'm lying to Edward. It was really because his mom requested it was his bedtime, and we had to, cut things early. And we have the other format change is we record on Monday nights at 9 o'clock Central Time. We go live for a half hour on YouTube. So if you want to jump on, we'll hopefully, I don't know if it'll be that eloquent tonight, but you're not hearing it anyway. We will have it on Facebook, and we'll tweet out the link to watch it live, and we have the chat room open, so it's really kind of an after show where we just kind of, talk about crap. So, all right.
So it's like This Week in Geek, only continued
with other people involved. It's lots of puppet play. So,
wow, that's not going to get us an R rating.
Last week we did a show, but it was pretty much unusable. So I think we should go back. We should talk about whatever. We might retread some of the news because we just haven't covered it in a while. But feel free if you guys want to jump into last week's notes too. It's all game at this point. Anything we talked about, we can talk about again. So who's got one? Who wants to go first?
I have one that is going to be interesting.
That'll be a first.
Yeah, I know, right? It's The Rock Johnson. He said that the Jumanji movie is not going to be it's not going to be a reboot. It's going to be
Rob Johnson?
Rock Johnson.
Who's
Dwayne?
Rock Johnson?
Dwayne Johnson?
Yeah, it's Dwayne Johnson.
I was like, who's Rock Johnson or Rob Johnson? What are you talking about?
We call him The Rock. Edward, maybe you haven't heard this show, but we talk about The Rock quite a bit. I've never heard him called Rock Johnson.
If you what a Lil's cooking.
Yeah, that's why we had to go to doing it on Skype, because we could smell what a Lil was cooking.
No, we could smell what a Lil had for dinner, but
you know what, man? Eating at the Blue Box, give them grilled cheese sandwiches. I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh, Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Edward, were you
Extra
talking?
cheese, please.
So what about Dwayne Johnson? What about Rock Johnson?
What about Big Johnson?
He said that the Jumanji movie is not going to be a reboot. It's going to be a continuation.
So
pretty much
Kevin Hart.
It's a sequel
with Kevin Hart. So it's
It is with Kevin Hart.
It is with Kevin Hart.
I think
Instead
Kevin
of Robin Williams, it's Kevin Hart.
So they're just gonna do a new story. The kids find the board, and it's just a completely different story.
Or it could be that the kids have families now, and their kids.
Please God, don't make it be that.
It's going to be that.
No, I don't. You know what? The worst thing they could do is have like the kids go back to their town, and like one is hiding the fact that they had this, and the other one's like, "You remember, don't you?" And then their kids dig up the board, and the story all starts again. And then Kevin Hart comes in and goes, "What?" And Dwayne the Rock Johnson shows up and goes, "La la 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 la."
And then Ice Cube
I just pitched the movie.
And Jack Black is going to be in that movie.
Everything you just said is terrible. I don't want to see what I just described.
I don't know, man. Kevin Hart's pretty funny, so I'd see it. And him and I liked Central Intelligence with him and The Rock. So
yeah, was that good? I didn't see that one.
I enjoyed it. I really did. I had fun with it.
Previews were funny.
Yeah.
All right.
So and Kevin Hart was playing more of the straight man, so it kind of it was different. So it was good.
Yeah, I like Kevin Hart too. I think he's funny. I think he's a funny guy. Any other thoughts on this one, or should we move on?
Yeah, I'm good to move on.
Sure.
If it gets nice, it's going to be a great sequel, but it's going to probably be bad. I'm not surprised.
If what I described is what happens, it's going to be bad.
It's going to be great, but it's going to be bad.
Yeah. If Rock Johnson is in the fat suit singing "Never Gonna Get It," then it's going to be a good movie. No, this time he'll be doing "To the Left, to the Left." That'll be, because he got to do something like that each time. Anyone know
because
what that
he can't
song
understand
is?
the word that's coming out of his mouth. Oh wait,
wrong movie.
Wrong series of movies.
You know what would make it great if Jackie Chan showed up,
and Chris Tucker and Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy. It would be just bring them all.
The only way Chris Tucker works is if Ice Cube shows up with him.
Ice Cube, yeah. Well, no, Kevin Hart did an Ice Cube movie too, didn't he?
He did too.
Didn't they do that
Right along.
Did he? Oh yeah, yeah. Was that one any good? I didn't see that one either.
It was okay.
It was a fun movie. Not necessarily good, but it was a fun movie.
All right. Reviews by Edward. So, did you guys see that The Lost Boys is becoming a TV series?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Okay. At first I went, another old property getting made into a show. But did you read about this? This is actually pretty interesting. Well, the person running it is interesting, and what they're going to do sounds interesting if they pull it off. Did you guys read about it?
I have not.
Other boys? No.
Here's my thing. Like, it's on
camera.
It's on the CW. Terrible.
Strike one.
That's terrible. This is why we need to be in front of an audience so they can boo you.
I'll put sound effects in.
Just boo. It's an underlying boo. The bed. Yeah. Boo.
I really, The Lost Boys isn't like my be all end all vampire movies. I love it. I did enjoy it when I was a kid. I've revisited it many times. It doesn't hold up as well as it could have, but it has some nostalgia feel. The sequels were awful.
Awful.
I don't know where the CW is going with it. I know the Vampire Diaries is coming off the air, and if they're going to try to Lost Boys, the Vampire Diary, turn that into something else like that, then I don't want to see it.
Yeah,
like it's not for me then.
Okay, so the guy running it is that Rob Thomas, who he did Veronica Mars, which I never watched.
Not the singer Rob Thomas, the director Rob Thomas.
Matchbox 20.
Not Rob Thomas.
Not him, the other one.
I know, I'm joking.
But this guy also is the producer on iZombie, which I think is fantastic. And if he goes kind of the route of iZombie, I don't mean the same tone, but like he's really done a good job of kind of universe building there. If he does that with this, I think it could be interesting. And the most interesting part about it is, did you read what the description of this is? It's what he pitched, and what they at this point have committed to is a 7-season run. I don't think we're talking 23 episodes. I think we're talking like 12 episode runs for 7 seasons. it will span 7 decades. Every season is a decade. When it goes into the next one, it'll be different people, different location, but you'll see this story of the Lost Boys playing out through the whole thing. And the first season takes place in 1967. So somebody quick do the math. How many is 7 decades from that, Edward? You're homeschooled.
I think
7
it's what, 37?
decades.
37.
37.
2037 or something.
2037, okay. Awesome. So there we
So
go.
they'll be going
We're
into
gonna-
the future.
Apocalyptic vampire. It's going to turn into what's that movie with the vampires and the werewolves?
Oh,
Underworld?
yeah. Underworld, yeah.
Underworld.
Yeah.
Underworld was good. The first one was great.
Not Twilight, Edward. Nobody on this show is talking about Twilight.
He's Team
Nobody's
Edward, of course he is. I think it's going to turn into like Stakeland.
Ooh.
If it turns into Stakeland, it will be the greatest TV show
I
ever.
know. It'd be awesome.
People are throwing vampires from helicopters as weapons. I'm in.
Is the greatest.
It won't happen, but I'm in.
But imagine a season that no, I think it could. I think this could. And imagine if we get to a season where it's almost like a near dark storyline. We get one that's a Stakeland storyline in the future. I mean, there's a lot of possibility. If we just keep getting rehashes where it becomes, Orange County with vampires, and we just keep getting that. But now it's 10 years later.
Are you
I'm not
making
gonna
fun of the OC?
I am making fun of the OC. I never watched it. Did you guys watch that?
No, I've never really watched. I just knew I've seen a few episodes, but
Yeah, I had no
the one
interest.
dude on it was a big Spider-Man fan, so
What?
that's all I
On
So
remember.
that's a reason to watch the show.
It is. Anytime there's
Well,
anything
no, it
about
is.
Spider-Man, it's a reason to watch the show.
And it had
Why,
that.
it's why I love Perfect Strangers, because Balky Bartakamis wore Spider-Man pajamas.
Plus, it was funny as all get out. So
I just cued
it
the
was.
cricket sound.
But Balky Bartakamis wore Spider-Man pajamas, and that's what matters.
I think it was OC. Wasn't that the one that toolbox and the blonde girl came from?
The guy from you're talking about like that MTV show. The OC is the guy who the Commissioner
not
Gordon
MTV.
on Gotham now. Commissioner Gordon, who was on Gotham now, was the lead in the OC.
Shut up, that guy.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know what the OC is.
you're
then.
talking about like that reality show that was on.
with Spencer and Tracy or whatever their names are.
Yes,
Spencer Pratt, Spencer
Pratt.
Davis,
yes.
Spencer-
I don't know what that show is called. I don't remember.
It was Spencer for Hire, I think.
Spencer and somebody. Remember, they were like a deal. Like everybody, and then they were on. Do you remember the show Celebrity Get Me Out of Here?
No,
Shut up.
I
I want to
don't
do that.
remember it.
I want to do that with our show. I am a non-celebrity. Get me out of here.
Can I get out of here right now?
No.
Oh,
All we have to do is click, say we're out, and just
They put us. No. They drop us all. We're going to take the entire Southgate Media Group podcasting army and drop us all at Santa's Village Amusement Park, and we have to try to survive together. What a show!
I say we eat Edward first. That's all I have to say. It's my.
So you're gonna eat what?
Wait.
5 pounds of meat?
Yeah, that's no good. That's just like
Lil
some
and I are
beef
going to
jerky.
barbecue. We'll be the cooks and
oh.
the killers.
Oh,
Dude,
you guys
people
are going to be
can eat-
barbecued.
People
That's for
can eat
sure.
bone marrow and stuff. It's all right.
Yuck. What is that, Spencer Davis or whatever? What is that? What's his name?
Who cares?
Pratt,
Spencer
Move on.
Davis?
Spencer Pratt from the Hills or whatever that was.
Heidi Montag. Yeah, I was
That's
right.
The Hills. That's the show. That's the name of
I
the Hills.
totally
Right,
said
that's the
Spencer
Hills,
Pratt,
right?
and that
With
was
Lauren Conrad and whatever. Is that who that is?
that was a real pull. Wow. And they were on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, which was awesome. Awesome. And
The clock was at
Terrible.
14:59 when they were on that show for sure.
so what are we talking about? Did we finish that, whatever we were talking about?
I don't even
Yeah.
know anymore.
I hope so.
I have
All right.
no idea where the show went.
So who's got one?
There's
I have another one.
Go ahead.
Edward's monopolizing.
Well, no one else is saying anything. So,
Oh, snap.
Wow. snap.
J.K. Rowling's is
Jake Rawlings? Who's that?
J.K. Rowling.
Oh my God. Okay.
J.K. Rowling.
I'm gonna step in here. J.K. Rowling has announced that she is going to release 3 more Harry Potter books,
Gee, that's
and
a surprise.
and they're going to be they're going to be short stories, and they're
Correct. So
going
most
to
likely on Kindle.
they're going to fill in gaps in the Harry Potter lore. So we're going to learn more about Azkaban.
They're not Harry Potter though. They're actually Hogwarts books. I have the names here.
Correct.
Okay.
Hogwarts, an incomplete and unreliable guide. Short stories from Hogwarts of power, politics, and pesky poltergeists. And short stories from Hogwarts of heroism, hardship, and dangerous hobbies, starring Rock Johnson.
Yes.
Sounds like an adult.
She has said she's not doing any more Harry Potter books, but she's going to do more in the Potter verse. And did you guys know that book came out, The Cursed Child?
Yes, it's based on the play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know that some of that takes place in America too? Like she was starting to do that expansion thing in that book even. So we're going to get different schools in different lands. Like we're going to actually see these start to play out now rather than just hear about them. That's awesome.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah. I love Harry Potter. You guys like Harry Potter, right? Chris, I know you do.
Yeah, I do.
I've
I
only
like
seen
Harry
the
Potter
movies.
a lot.
But, well, that doesn't say whether you like them or not, Edward.
I find the movies entertaining.
Entertaining. These are reviews by Edward. How about you, Will?
I'm hanging up.
You like Harry Potter, right?
Absolutely adore the movies.
I love it. Were you going to say I love it? Is that what you're going to say?
love it.
Oh, there's
Everything
his
within
movie
it.
reviews. What does Lil say? I love it.
I love it. And the books are terrific. I mean, I haven't read The Cursed Child yet. I heard that there's issues with that one. I haven't gotten to it yet. The wife's reading it first. I'll get to it, but the 7 books, phenomenal.
Yeah.
And Edward, I can't talk to you anymore. Just do you find them entertaining? That's ridiculous.
Is he dead to you? Is Edward dead to you? Doesn't exist?
He loathes you. I love it or I loathe it.
Boo.
Yeah.
I love it. Yes,
Boo.
that was boo.
All right. Who other than Edward or me has one?
Well, I was going to say that James Gunn also posted some pretty cool concept art for Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2 today.
Yeah, that thing with all the
like
teeth
an
and the
alien
arms.
squid thing, that was holding all of them, and you see like little toddler Groot. I loved it. It was cool. Love it. Cannot wait. I mean, this movie is going to be great.
It's going to be amazing.
I mean, it's going to be so good, and it's coming out next May, and it's going to put everything else that comes out that summer to shame. Even Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's coming out. I'm looking forward to it, but you know what? You're going to see how a movie should be done before Wonder Woman comes out in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I agree.
But again, Wonder Woman might be a flop again because
Doesn't
trailers
come out
with
next year,
DC
too?
aren't the best.
Well, I had a long conversation today with James Wilder about this, and we were talking about he liked Suicide Squad. He said it's a mess, but he liked it, and I didn't realize that. But we talked a lot about how it went back and got some scenes added, and they're trying to change the tone. He told me that when it went back, it was actually re-edited by the people that edited the trailer.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that, and this is something. Now, this was in the news too. That leak happened where they said that Wonder Woman was a mess and that the trailer was just like the Suicide Squad one. It didn't really represent it. They're going to have to do some major shuffling to fix it. When he told me it was those people that cut this, it's also the same people that cut Suicide Squad. Didn't they cut Wonder Woman also? No idea? I think it's the
I
same.
believe so, but I'm not sure.
But they're cutting. Okay, here's the problem I have with the Wonder Woman stuff. We are a year out from this movie.
Right. They got time to make a lot of changes and stuff.
Principal photography, but nobody's cutting this movie yet. Yeah, they have a company. Warner Brothers has a company that does trailers for them. They've used not only on DC movies, they've used them on a lot. And Warner Brothers has had an awful run of failures. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not too concerned. I
just think that their trailers so far for these DCU things have been somewhat misleading. They have not represented what they have. And that's why, once again, after Batman Superman came out and people were freaking out how cool and great this Suicide Squad trailer was, they had to go back and reshoot a whole bunch of stuff to try to make it more like the trailer rather than what they had. Which is why when you see the movie, they're introducing characters 3 times. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And they didn't really introduce one character.
Oh, wait.
Weird.
In honor of the DCU, welcome to This Week in Geek. I'm Rob Southgate. Who's with me? All right. enough with that joke.
But I did enjoy Suicide Squad. I mean, I did enjoy it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
I agree. It was a mess. I mean, but I had fun with it.
It's a fun movie.
It was the first time I've had fun with a DC movie.
And Edward, you liked it?
I did like it. I like action movies that are not good plots, but I just enjoy it because it's a fun movie.
I like action movies that have a terrible plot.
Yes.
So you like every Arnold Schwarzenegger movie is what you're saying. Every single one.
Hey.
Not everyone, but like
dude, The Running Man was phenomenal. Edward.
I've never seen that movie.
I love Running Man.
Commando and Predator. Oh my God.
Predator's great. Commando
That's
is
the problem.
Great.
Edward was
Commando's fantastic.
I've seen Predator. I've seen Predator.
Have you seen Predator with Jean-Claude Van Damme in the costume? Now that's Predator.
No, that's creepy. That's creepy is what that is. That's not Predator.
Did you know he was initially the Predator and he got fired?
No.
Well, he kind of quit, actually.
Well, you jump up and do the... everybody was 10 feet taller than him?
And he did the Van Damme splits on the trees and people were like,
it was a different... you look it up. I'm not joking. Like, there's footage of it. Like, they put him in this, like, big suit, and it looked completely different than the Predator we got because initially... he thought that the role was going to be bigger and like it was going to be him, like it was going to be his breakout. He's going to do a more Schwarzenegger movie. And basically he was wrapped up in like a green screen outfit the whole time that they were using for the Predator, and he didn't like it.
I see it.
So he went on to make Cyborg. It's great. That was a great move.
Right.
Good choice.
He went on to make Bloodsport, and Bloodsport is
great.
Amazing. I love Bloodsport.
All right,
what was the one with Dennis Rodman? Double Impact.
Double Impact,
awful.
yeah. Awful. Oh, so bad.
Well, that was during his coke times.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of bad, this morning I got up extra early.
Speaking of coke,
speaking of bad.
What?
I haven't seen it in a while. The Tim Burton Planet of the Apes.
That's an awful movie.
Holy crap! Is that terrible? You know, visually there's some things that are cool, but one thing that kept standing out is he kept doing these weird like cutaways to like single shots of different apes going like like randomly. And I was like, what is that, like a screen test you just dropped in here? And it didn't bother me when I saw it before, but what the heck was up with Helena Bonham Carter's character? She looked bizarre.
They all looked bizarre.
And then Marky Mark is kissing her and stuff. I'm like, what is this movie?
I love the when they cut in the Charlton Heston stills. It was awesome. That was great.
You damn dirty ape.
You damn dirty apes.
Chris, did you see Suicide Squad?
Oh, yeah, I loved it. I mean, I had the same thing that I thought there were just huge plot holes and it was like two different movies, but I loved the beginning. I loved seeing the characters just kind of being introduced. I thought that was great. So,
yeah,
it wasn't as good as any of the Marvel movies. It wasn't. It wasn't that good, but it was enjoyable.
I compare it was my favorite DC movie, and I compare it to Thor: The Dark World. So that's where I rank the DC universe.
That's your least favorite.
Yeah, I would agree.
No, I don't think it's my least favorite, but you look at the movie Thor, I had fun watching Thor. There was good stuff in Thor. But like you had a very, very thin villain like they did here with Enchantress, where it was like just like Malekith, like nothing going on.
Yeah, nothing going on, right.
It just kind of like it was just there to do stuff. The difference with Thor is, I like Thor as a character better than anyone on the Suicide Squad. But I didn't like Will Smith. Margot Robbie was okay. I just think that Harley Quinn here felt out of place and like felt like it made no sense that she would be going up against like a witch. Like that was just weird to me. But
also, why would
with a baseball bat?
Why would she be in a team full of guys who could kill? There's only like Killer Croc could be in the Suicide Squad. Then
I'll tell you why.
Who else?
It's the same reason they put Batman and everything. Harley Quinn is she's a character people want to see.
She's the Deadpool. She's DC's Deadpool.
And that's why she's there. And that's why they shoehorned Joker in, but from what I understand, they mishandled that some.
Oh, they cut a lot of it out. That's more news of that. Jared Leto comes out kind of swinging at Warner Brothers that they sold him a different movie. He was upset with them. He, rumors, again, I don't know all of it to be true. I was not there. So, allegedly he, said blank, them, and, he might not want to come back and do the Joker again.
Yeah, that's what I've read too.
Let's wait and see what the director's cut happens, though.
Strong rumor on that.
No, they're doing a director's cut. They're not going to do one here.
Are you sure?
When Batman v Superman came out, like the following weekend, they were like, director's cut's coming out. And for Suicide Squad, when David Ayer said, no, this is my movie. No director's cut is coming out.
That doesn't mean they won't do the extended edition. They just won't call it director's cut.
Yeah.
Maybe. I like Jetto. I liked Leto. I thought his
Jay Leno's in this?
Jay Leno, yes. It was a big chin. It was really old. It was terrible.
Hey, Harley Quinn.
And he's naturally green. So, it was awesome.
I showed you my old cars, Harley
Quinn. I thought it was all right. It was a different take on it, but I thought it fit with the universe that they had set up.
I did not like the Joker. I'm actually glad we didn't get a lot of Joker.
Really?
I don't know what the scenes are, but to me, the Joker is not a thug gangster like that. I didn't like that. The whole scene with Common, that to me made no sense. It did not fit with what I know of the Joker. And I understand they're trying to tell us a different Joker. This is a different universe. Everything is different here, which is fine. I understand. It just didn't seem right. And you're trying to build something here. You're trying to build something to compete with Marvel. That is a villain that I don't want to see him go up against Batman. I don't fear him. And I'm not trying to compare him to Ledger or Nicholson because
you could have gone a completely different route than Ledger and Nicholson and still made him menacing and frightening. Give us that Joker. But I agree. I mean, I haven't seen it, but my vibe off of this is this thug, the tattoos and stuff. It doesn't ring true to the Joker. Now, the big rumor on that also is that he's not the Joker, that he's Jason Todd or one of those.
Oh, he came out and said it's not true.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Nothing matters right now because they're gonna make whatever changes they need to try to fix some of this mess. So if enough people say it, somebody's gonna go, hey, you know what? Let's give it to them.
Yeah, but I think then the fans are gonna come out even more pissed. I really do. I mean, I'm not.
I don't know. Sean and Steve are still going to see it, and those are the fans.
Yeah, but they're not happy with it.
Huh?
I mean, I have to review it.
I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was a different take. Again, I'm not going by any comic book standard, not what it's supposed to be. I just thought he was engaging, and I think he's a really good actor. And I thought it was just a different take. Who knows how it fits in because you don't see him very much. It's kind of like he's the guy saying, come to daddy. That's basically what he is. And it's like this mysterious kind of character sitting there. I don't think he really does much, but I thought his portrayal of it was good. That's just me. And I thought Margot Robbie was outstanding because she didn't fit in. And I thought the way she portrayed it was just absolutely crazy. So, I mean, ridiculously crazy, and why? So,
well, I'm telling you, in the trailers, I think she's awesome. I think that she's a different Harley Quinn than I wanted, but she's the one out of those Batman video games.
The Arkham.
That's totally who she is. She's that version of Harley Quinn. I'm okay with that. Although I kind of wish DC had handled this a little differently with Harley Quinn, and that give us a Joker and Harley Quinn movie. And let's see that evolution. You want to do a bad guys movie? There's your bad guy movie, and let's let that blossom. Right now, it's like we're getting thrown into the mix of this thing. Who knows if Joker is the Joker? Who knows? I mean, it just all seems very weird to me.
Well, it's not even that. I said this when I did the review of this movie on my podcast, is that this movie being the third movie out of the gate for building a universe didn't make any sense. You're bringing in a lot of villains that you didn't have to spend so much time introducing in the way you did. You could have had some cool scenes with them, how they were captured like they did, but I think they spent too much time with that when they could have been in these heroes solo films.
Right.
Because like I said, I liked Captain Boomerang. I really enjoyed him. I didn't think I would. I enjoyed him.
Diablo, come on. Diablo was awesome.
Diablo was amazing.
Great stuff. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, they have some great things going here, but it's the third movie in a row. And for somebody, especially like David Ayer, who, everyone loves, but you know what? I've seen some David Ayer movies that weren't that great. There was one he did with Schwarzenegger that was not that good. I forgot the title of it, but it's storytelling again. It's just falling short. I don't know why. I don't know who's doing it. I know this is before John's full involvement.
Well, I'm hoping John's makes all the difference, because I'm telling you, these movies reek of corporate decisions rather than being art driven. And that's where the problem is. That's where Marvel has fallen short. And I think that they've realized that, which is why all these changes have happened there. I like the Marvel movies, but when they follow this same type of corporate involvement, that's when we get Avengers 2. I watched that today too. You know what? I like it. It's got big flaws. And it reeks of, make sure this character gets in here, and we need some of this, and do this and that, instead of the artist's vision or the writer being a solid writer writing this great piece. Then you go to Ant-Man, which was, a butchered job, but they put it together right, and they took their time getting the writing right, and it's a great movie. And then you get to the real stellar stuff like Civil War, where you're like, there wasn't corporate. Yeah, they had a lot of characters in there. You didn't have the corporate meddling saying, hey, we want to launch a Ant-Man and Wasp, so make sure the Wasp has lots of scenes. No, they didn't mess with that.
Yeah, but I mean,
but DC
every studio goes through it. I mean, Iron Man 2 went through it. I think Iron Man 3 went through it because Iron Man 3 was the first movie then that Disney had involvement with.
Yeah.
And then I think, you play off Avengers Age of Ultron had it because, I mean, you hear the fallout with Joss Whedon. I mean, like there's things, but the thing is they've done more good, and you can and even their meddling and mediocre, we're seeing the payoff. We haven't seen the payoff here.
Yeah. Right. I agree.
Movies in.
And I'm not throwing Marvel under the bus.
Oops, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying I'm not throwing Marvel under the bus. I just think that is an example of that, and DC so far hasn't shown anything but that. I wish they would. I want them to be great. Much more than Alil does. Alil doesn't really care about DC. I like all of it. I want it all to be great.
I
do too. The problem is I think they're still playing catch up, because I think by the time that they were already committed and had the problem with Batman v Superman, this was in the can, and they had already made the decision to make it this way.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad, they were done. They couldn't do anything about it. Now, Justice League will be different, I hope. Wonder Woman, be different, I hope.
Yeah, I hope so too.
And hopefully they can build it, because I think they're playing, and I think they're still playing catch up. Marvel's got 8 or 10 year head start on being good and building the MCU, where they've done some Batman movies and some Superman movies that don't tie together, and they keep changing. And you go back to, if they would have stuck with Nolan's Batman and then built off of that, then maybe they have a shot, but they don't. They're done. They started over. So guess what? They have to redo it all again.
Catch up.
Yeah, and they're trying to do it in 3 movies, and guess what? That's not going to happen.
Right.
Because it took Marvel a while. Even though they hit it big with Iron Man, it still took them a while, because Thor was okay, but it wasn't that great.
Well,
I enjoyed it, but it wasn't great.
If you go down the list, it was Iron Man, home run. Then it was The Incredible Hulk, which was a double. I'll give it, because it was better than, if you go back and watch it, it's better than everyone initially thought was.
Which one, the Ruffalo or which one?
No,
the first Norton.
The Norton one. Yeah. I actually liked
Norton
that movie a lot. Good.
Yeah, and that one was the second one in the series. Then you get Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 was a single. I think it was one of the weakest ones in phase 1. And then you get Thor. Then you get Thor, another single. They're just batting the ball around, because we know we're leading up. Captain America: The First Avenger. I'm gonna give that a triple. I'm not gonna give it a home run. I think the second part of it fell a bit short.
The home run's about to come.
But then you hit a grand slam with the Avengers.
Right.
And I think that's where that's why they did it, but here's the thing, you come out with these movies and Iron Man's budget was $100 million. Hulk's budget was I think 110 million, 100 because of the CG. So all these movies, their budgets were really low. So their way to make money and keep the train moving, their cost to enter was a lot less.
Yeah.
Then here comes Avengers. We're going to throw 200 million at this thing because we've played 5 movies to build it up, and we're going all out. And this is the payoff. And boom, $1.5 billion it makes.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So then now you can then start upping your scale. What DC did is they're coming out and they're $200 million for Superman. It made 600 million worldwide. Not really doing what you need to do. People are losing money and losing jobs. Batman v Superman, 275 million budget plus, not including marketing. So should have been their $1 billion movie. Fell short.
Right.
This might actually make a little money for them, but the problem is when you're investing this amount of time and this amount of money, you're not looking to break even. This is an investment to keep jobs and keep things going. That's why that letter came out, because people are losing their jobs from stupid studio heads making terrible decisions.
Right.
Well,
Exactly.
Yeah, but they're still making, the thing is, and we've talked about this, I don't know how many times, I can't even remember. The problem is like that standard that Marvel is setting, that you can hit those home runs. As you mentioned, there weren't great ones, and there were some pretty bad movies that made money. They made good money to keep it going. And then DC is, like we have said, is in trouble. They don't have Disney money. So Disney can eat one.
No, Warner Brothers has the money.
They have money,
but not the same. But not the same, and not the track record in the franchise. So you were right about that.
All right, we should talk more news because we only got about 10 minutes left. Let me run a couple of things here. November 1st, animated film, more superhero stuff. Return of the Caped Crusaders is coming out. It's an animated DC movie of Batman with Adam West and
Burt Ward, right?
Burt Ward, yeah, and Julie Newmar is in it too. So that'll be fun. I hope that. Although, did you guys watch the little preview thing?
The little animated clip?
Yeah, the little clip thing. Adam West sounding like his age right now.
Well, he's like 97 years old.
I know. It was funny to me because Burt Ward sounded like Robin, and Batman was like, "That's right, Robin." I'm like, "Oh no, oh no!"
Wasn't Burt Ward like 30 years younger than Adam West anyway, or 20?
He's old as dirt. Come on, man.
He's probably your age.
27. What?
27. Yeah.
Well, Burt Ward was he's probably 70. I would bet.
Yeah, probably.
He was probably 25 and 66. That
and
would
Adam
be about
West
right.
has to be in his 80s, I would say.
Oh yeah, probably. So
I don't know. It was a little funny to me, but I'm excited. I love Batman 66. I love that stuff. I hope the writing is there for this and it holds up.
he's 87. He was born in 1920. Yeah, holy cow.
Wait, who? I mean,
Adam West.
Burt Ward is 71.
Right. Adam West is 87.
Yeah.
Wow. How many Edwards is that? I'm not going to do the math. Okay, so we got that coming out. Marvel's Runaways is coming to Hulu. It's going to be a series. That's exciting. Exciting for me. I love the Runaways, and I love watching stuff on Hulu. Anyone else care?
I don't have Hulu, but I'm excited to get more Marvel.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
that's what I love, so I'm okay with it.
Is Marvel going to have a series on every single pay TV?
Pretty much.
Why not?
God bless them if they can, but
yeah, I mean they've got that. They've got that Freeform. They're going to have it on Freeform. Cloak and Dagger is going to be on there.
Cloak and Dagger. Yep.
So speaking of these kind of things, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm going to move on to something different. There's a Clue remake in the works.
Yep.
Yes, there is.
Are you guys Clue fans?
I don't know what that is.
You never saw that movie?
No.
See, you know
Are
what?
you
People talk about this movie as being like the second coming. Was it?
No.
Yes.
It was fun when we saw it, but
Clue was a great
Greatest
movie.
thing ever. It is a great movie, but is it the greatest thing ever? No,
but I would expect Edward to see it.
I wouldn't expect Edward to see it. I don't think that's one that he would see early in his viewing. Like, I don't see that one as being one that would have crossed their paths.
That would be one Ruth would pull out, though, don't you think? Come on.
Maybe.
1985.
Yeah. Edward doesn't watch movies from 1985.
I recognize the cover, but I don't know if I've seen it.
Come on. It's got Tim Curry, Madeline Kahn, and right?
Lenny.
Yeah.
It has Lenny, and who's the professor? Who's the Colonel
Martin
Plum?
Mull.
Martin Mull. I mean, come on.
He's Colonel Mustard.
That's comedy. That's comedy.
Wait,
gold
he's
right
Colonel
there.
Mustard, and the professor is what's his name? Eve Plum. No. What's his name? Doc Brown.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd. That's what I was thinking of.
That's awesome.
I mean, come on. That's comedy. That's 80s gold right there.
It's a funny movie,
perfect.
and I did like the hook they had where you had to go to see different showings to see the different endings. It had 3 different endings, Edward, and then when they released it on video, they released it
Michael
so it
J.
had
Fox
all
showed up.
3, and it was great. Doc, why are there so many? Why are there so many endings going on, Doc? Marty, get out of here.
And then they play some Pepsi at the end. It was great product placement. So,
all right. Let's see.
I have some Magic the Gathering news.
Oh no, no! Really?
Come open, Edward's Magic Corner. Go ahead, Edward.
So they released this week, along with the Conspiracy Take the Crown set, they released a Conspiracy Hidden Agenda cards for each Magic the Gathering color. So you have white, blue, black, red, green. Okay. Each of them does different abilities with the color that's usually used for. So blue is draw cards. Black is you get a 2/2 zombie. They're interesting cards, but they released a card that is...
Now, are these part of something that like you draw on the other person, or is this something that like you randomly pull in your deck? How does this work?
So in Conspiracy, there is...
You randomly pull on your deck? What was that?
In Conspiracy, it's mostly drafting. So you get a card, everyone gets decks, like I said before, everyone gets decks and they pull certain cards. And these hidden agendas, you can take this card, put it face down at the beginning of the game, and then when you put down a creature with the same name as you write under a piece of paper under the card, the hidden agenda does something.
Oh, okay. Cool.
There's a card that's overpowered, I think. It's Avatar of Woe. It is a 6 colorless and 2 black. 6/5, but the thing is, if there's 10 or more creature cards total in all graveyards, it costs 6 less to cast. And you can tap it, destroy target creature, it can't be regenerated. So you pretty much have in a self-milling deck a 2-cost 6/5 destroy target creature card. It is completely overpowered.
Of all the times we've done this, I understood this time.
You did?
I did.
He has no idea what you just said. So.
No, I did understand some of it. Much more than ever before. Usually I zone out, but I start pulling my own deck over here. But this time I got it.
Oh, God.
It's just a very, very overpowered card.
Are you doing a magic show? What's going on with that, Edward?
So, I couldn't just because I'm doing work now. I'm not able
busy.
to.
He's working.
I actually am.
Send all complaints to Rob Southgate at southgatemediagroup.com.
Go ahead.
Not about you, about his comments, which are bad. So, hey, so did you see that Cyborg is going to appear in the Flash movie? That they're saying that they're going to do cameos. So instead of waiting, after, and I'm completely drawing a blank. After Justice League, we're not going to have to wait till 2020 to see him. That he'll make an appearance. They're thinking it's similar to the, Hulk in the next Thor movie, which will be pretty good. I think that's exciting.
All right.
We'll see how that goes. And then John Turturro is doing... Oh
my gosh. I'm waiting for this.
This is going to be fantastic. So he's bringing back the Jesus from Big Lebowski as a character in some crazy movie that he wrote. I don't know.
It's a movie called Going Places that he's written and directed. It's directing, yes. It's like he's using the character of Jesus from Big Lebowski. The Coen brothers are not involved at all.
But he's going to have the feel of it, I think.
Right. And it's kind of like this. I don't know if if you would place it, mentally as a prequel for his character, or if it's just a side story for his character. But it really is not based on Big Lebowski. It's based on I believe a French movie called Les Valséas.
Parlez-vous français?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
But it's this movie where it's two guys and they're like criminals and they're pulling some crime, and at the same time they're like trying to seduce some woman, and I think Susan Sarandon's in it too, but she's not the woman. She's like a competing criminal.
Would that be great? That's who they're trying to seduce. That would be great.
Tim Robbins comes and punches him right in the nose.
Absolutely.
You don't punch the Jesus.
Because Bobby Cannavale is the other guy.
Is he?
Bobby Cannavale is the other. Yeah.
That's
Imagine
awesome.
those two jamokes out there cracking jokes. That'd be pretty good.
This is going to be a good time. I like John Turturro. I'm a big fan of anything I've ever seen him in, really. He's one of those actors that he's always a good time. It's like Steve Buscemi. He's always a good time.
Yep. You always like what he's doing. So,
what about Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly doing Holmes and Watson? Anyone care about this?
What's that going to be?
It's going to be a comedy. I was actually disappointed. It's going to be a comedy. I think it's basically going to be Step Brothers humor.
Step Brothers in Victorian England.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just a little over that. I'd love to see a Step Brothers too. I think Step Brothers is amazing. I think these guys are funny. But them doing a Holmes and Watson comedy, I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm completely nonplussed by the idea. Who knows? By the time it comes out, maybe it'll be great. Or it'll be the other guys.
Or it won't be. So.
Yeah.
And then I guess Amazon's doing a Jack Ryan TV series. So, Hunt for Red October, everybody and their mothers played Jack Ryan. Harrison Ford, Ben Affleck.
You were Jack Ryan at one point, weren't you?
That Jack, but they're going to do a TV series on Amazon starring John Krasinski from The Office, which I think would be okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like that character.
It's a 10 episode series. Yeah. I mean, it could be really good. I don't know. Anyone else care?
Is anyone alive? Alil, did you die?
I didn't die. You guys were breaking up a little bit, so I couldn't really hear what you were saying.
All right. Well, not on our end. We're awesome on our end.
That's right.
Good.
How about you, Edward? Do you know about Jack Ryan movies?
I think so. I've seen The Hunt for the Red October.
Okay, that's Jack Ryan.
I've definitely seen that.
All right.
I think I've seen those.
Clear and Present Danger is a fantastic movie. That might be the best of the group for me. Although Hunt for Red October is awesome.
Not the one with
Chris Pine.
No, Chris. That one wasn't bad. It's better than the one with
Ben Affleck.
Clooney.
Clooney, he wasn't in one.
Clooney didn't do a Jack Ryan movie.
No,
he did
Ben
do
Affleck
one
did.
I've seen this.
The one with Clooney where they did the bomb with him and Nicole Kidman is Jack Ryan. That's him too.
Really?
It's bad. It's horrible. Yeah, it's really bad.
What is that one?
I believe.
Oh, we might have to talk about that on the after show.
I'm going to look that up.
You guys see the Pennywise pick?
You loved it.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a Skarsgård in some like weird Victorian clown outfit. I'm kind of digging it.
Which Skarsgård is it? It's the young brother, right?
Yeah,
the younger one?
Yeah, it's one of them.
The Flying Skarsgårds.
The Flying Skarsgårds.
Do they do balancing acts and higher wire tricks too?
Yes. And spoiler, they turn into a big spider at the end. I got one for a Lil, and then we're going to actually end this and go to our live thing. So if we missed any stories, which we did, you can listen to us on YouTube. This week's going to be no good for you, so you're probably going to miss it. But next week, 9:00 Central Time, go to YouTube Live, go to our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter at TWIG, at SMG_TWIG. So SMG_TWIG, or find it in the show notes. And you'll be able to watch the live after show and comment and get made fun of like we did to poor Phil last time.
But my last one, play with this deck.
Yeah, that's right. My last thing is for Alil. Alil, did you see December 20th coming to DVD? Doom, the untold story of Roger Corman's Fantastic Four is coming out.
I donated to the Kickstarter.
Did you?
Huh?
I didn't even know about it, but that is awesome. I'm down. I'm ready for that one.
I thought I did. Well, yeah, because we reviewed that Fantastic Four movie,
right?
And I remember when I saw that, and yeah, I'm almost positive I did. I can't remember now, but I remember seeing it at least on Kickstarter. Awesome. I don't want people coming back saying you never donated, and then I'll throw them $5.
You thought about donating. That's more than most people. So
maybe
take that to the grave. That's
I think by talking,
I hope it's good. Donated. I mean, I did enjoy the the Death of Superman Lives one. So I'm hoping that this one is as insightful.
See, I haven't watched that one yet. It's in my stack of shame. I am really anxious to watch it too.
How big is your stack of shame now?
It's disgusting. It's enormous.
Taller than Molly. So
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about your stack of shame.
Star Trek Beyond is just teetering on top now because that just came out.
It's
I know.
good. It's good.
So yeah, I'm in trouble. I got some stuff to watch. All right, I'm going to end it. Thank you for listening, everybody. We are going to YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at SMG_TWIG. Find us on Facebook. We have a Patreon page. All this stuff is in the show notes. You can get a This Week in Geek t-shirt. There's a link in the show notes for that too. And do we have anything else? We have a Pinterest page. Just look up This Week in Geek. We're on like all that stuff. Is that it?
Are we on MySpace?
Yeah, right. We have a MySpace page. Edward's band is on there.
Yep, No Direction.
No Direction in the Puppets, it's called. It's really awesome. And, all right, that's it. We're going to YouTube. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Hey.
Bye.